Hi everybody, this is Christina from Capital City Beads, and we are going to make some beaded tassel earrings. We are going to start by making a basic wire loop using a 3-inch piece of 22 gauge wire. Grab your round nose pliers and pinch that wire about 1.5 inches down. Fold it away from you. Rotate your plier. Fold that wire back up and around towards you. Stick the bottom of the plier inside the loop and cross that wire in front. Next, you're going to grab your chain nose or flat nose plier and hold the side of that loop to keep it stable while we coil that little wire around 2 times. You're going to snip that little bit of wire off, tuck it in if you have any little rough edges. I just want you to remember that this does not have to be pretty. We are going to hide that loop inside the cone at the end of all this, so you're not going to see it if it looks crazy. No problem. So the next thing you're going to need to do is grab 8 feet of Nymo thread. If you purchased my kit, I gave you 16 feet, so go ahead and just cut it in half and just use one, save the other for the other earring. At the very end, we're going to tie a double knot onto our wire loop that we just created. Just nothing fancy. Again, this hides. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just secure that thread onto that loop with a double knot. Once that's secured, just scooch that knot over so that it's resting on one side of that loop. On the other end of this very long piece of thread, we are going to thread our needle. I am using a big eye needle. Just stick your fingernail in there, split it open, and stick your thread right into that very large eye. Next, we'll start threading on our beads. I like to start with my longest tassel first so that I can gauge the maximum length of my earring. Starting with that color that's closest to the cone, I'm going to string on 30 beads. You can add more, you can add less, it's all up to you. Once I get those 30 beads on, I do a little pattern where I rotate between my next color and that color. I do that for about 5 beads. And then I'm going to string on 30 of the second color. And then I rotate a little pattern, about 5 beads of the second color and the third color, and then 15 of that last color. Once you come to the end, you're going to push the very last bead down and out of your way, and then feed your needle back up through all of these beads. Do a little bit at a time and just put them through, push them down, put them through, push them down until you get all the way to the top. That last bead that we skipped is like our anchor. If you forget to skip that last bead and you go up through all of those, all your beads will fall off your strings. So don't forget to skip that last bead and kind of push them out of your way. Once you've passed your needle through all of these beads, go ahead and keep pulling until you've cinched up all that slack. Your beads should be touching the loop. You can hang on to that last bead that we skipped and pull your thread in opposite directions and it'll cinch it right up. Before moving on to the next thread, we have to position our thread in the correct direction. You're going to stick your needle in the loop, pull, pull, pull until you see the little loop that it's created, and pass your needle back down through that loop. This creates a little hitch knot so that our thread is now facing downward and ready for the next tassel. On this next one, I do 29 beads for the first color and 29 beads for the second color. I repeat my little patterns. I don't change up the numbers for that, but I do decrease by 1 bead for the first and the second color. I leave the last color the same at 15. Repeat this whole process until you've completed 8 tassels. When you've come to the end, we are going to repeat that same hitch knot about 5 times. This is going to secure our thread so that we can safely trim it off. You should be experts at this knot by now because you have done it at the top of every tassel. Remove your needle, and we're going to find that little tail from the beginning, and we're going to tie that guy off as well. Go ahead and do a hitch knot on that one about 3 times, or as many times as you can. Through the loop and then back down through the loop the thread creates to make that little hitch knot. Once you've got both of your threads secure, we're going to trim them off nice and short. Don't snip your tassel, that'd be very sad for you. And then we're going to cover that whole top loop part with some glue. I love Hypo Cement, but any sticky glue will work. Make sure you put that cap back on your Hypo Cement so that it doesn't dry out. Now we're going to slide on our cone, and we're going to create a wire loop on this side as well to attach our ear wire. Using your round nose plier, pinch as close to the cone as you can and create a basic wire loop. Snip off any excess wire, tuck in any little burrs that may have occurred when you snipped that wire, and straighten the loop out and just attach your ear wire. Just stick it on. The ear wires that I included are French ear wires that are really easy to use. The earring will just slide right on. Enjoy! You can purchase kits at www.capitalcitybeads.com. Thanks, friends.